Hi guys, it's Steffi from the Novelty Corner and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to do a Top 5 Wednesday video. Top 5 Wednesday is a GoodReads group hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, and I will leave a link to the group down below so you can check it out if you like. Each week there is a theme and you pick your top 5 books that match that theme. I sort of do these sporadically, but I was really inspired by this week's theme, which was books that you're thankful for. So I'm sort of going to talk about some books that I haven't read in a very long time, as well as some recent reads that have really stuck with me. I have a really clear memory of when I read this book, because I read it when I was in year 8. I was living in Sydney and I found it in my high school library. And at that time, I sort of hadn't really read anything for pleasure in a long time. And I found this and I was really inspired to pick it up and read it, and I didn't really know what to expect because I don't think at that point I hadn't seen The Lost World, the film. I can't even remember if I'd seen Jurassic Park at that point, but I picked up the book and I absolutely loved it. I actually read this one before I read Jurassic Park, which, you know, reading series out of order, I have a habit of doing that. But I then went back and read Jurassic Park and then reread The Lost World, and to this day it is still one of my absolute favorites. Another favourite from my teenage years is Magician by Raymond E. Feast. Now this is books 1 and 2 in this series because I believe some editions split them, which is why this book is so thick. So this is the combined version, and this is my very old copy. I did lend a newer copy that I have of this out to a friend, I think, but I never got it back. But I still have this one, so I'm not too worried. This was my very first foray into high fantasy, and even though I struggle to remember the full details of it now, this is probably one that I need to reread sometime soon. I just remember falling in love with all of the characters and all of the worlds and the magic, and it's sort of one of those well-loved fantasy books, and when I read it I was just absolutely enthralled. I did read the next 2 books in the trilogy, but I never read past that because those 3 books and the 3 stories that were told were just the pinnacle for me at that particular point in my life. Moving into books that I have read recently in the last 12 months or so, there's been a lot of really great books that I've read, and I'm really thankful for them for the different things that they've brought into my life. And one of them is Laini Taylor's Strange the Dreamer. Now this was her 4th book that I'd read. I have read the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy and I liked it, but this book just blew me away. She has such a wonderful writing style, and I'm so thankful that I read the books because it's just so lyrical and lovely. And this story is precious. There were so many feels that I got from this, and I adored Laszlo as a character. He was just absolutely adorable and determined and lovely. The world that Laini Taylor built up was just so different to anything else that I'd read, and I mean, just have a look at this book. It's just gorgeous. This is something that I am very thankful for. The next book that I want to talk about is actually a trilogy, and I talk about this series all the time, so it's going to come as no surprise, but it is the Shades of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab. I'm just really thankful to have discovered her writing because I have not read a lot of fantasy things or complex fantasy, because I don't know whether you'd count this as high fantasy, but really complex fantasy series in many years, and this one just absolutely blew my mind. And I know it's not everyone's favorite series or everyone's cup of tea, but for me, I just adored this. I love Cal. I like Lila. She's problematic at times, but I do like her, and I like Reese and Alucard, and I love the 4 Londons that we find out about and the magic and the way that it works. And I really appreciate these books, and I'm looking forward to the other books that take place within this world. So yes, definitely the Shades of Magic trilogy. And the last book that I want to talk about is No Limits by Ellie Marney. Again, this will come as no surprise to people because I absolutely adored this book. I discovered Ellie Marney's books this year on recommendations from a lot of friends. She is a Love Osway author, although this book probably steps a little bit past YA and into new adult, but it is incredibly written. It is raw and gritty and confronting, and it's still one of those books that to this day, since reading it, I still think about it, and I still just have to sit back and take a moment and let it all sink in. And I want so many people to read this because it was really fantastic, and it is a great example of Australian writing, Australian characters who are real, there's diversity, and there is small town representation, and I would like more books. Ellie, please, lots more books. So those are my books that I'm thankful for, and I think that, you know, as readers, this list will constantly change. So I tried to go for a little bit of past and a little bit of present, but if this comes up again in future videos, then chances are they'll be a little bit different again. And I think that's really wonderful because reading just opens so many experiences to us. And I think it's really important to reflect on the books that have made an impact at any given point in time. Let me know in the comments, what are some of the books that you are thankful for? I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in my video on Friday. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.